Lily and Luna, a mother cat and her kitten, were on their way out for a fun day together. Suddenly, Luna remembered that she had forgotten her favorite toy on the grass. Without saying anything to her mother, Luna quickly opened the car door and stepped out to retrieve her forgotten toy. Lily didn't notice Luna had left the car. She looked in the rearview mirror and thought everything was fine. She pressed the gas and the car began to move. Luna panicked as she saw her mother's car driving away. The little kitten started running after it, her tiny, unsteady feet stumbling as she tried to catch up. Her faint calls didn't reach her mother's ears. Tears streamed down Luna's face as her fear grew stronger. The more she ran, the more exhausted she became, but she kept chasing the car as it got farther away. As she reached the main road, Luna barely set foot on the street when a truck came speeding toward her. The screeching sound of brakes filled the air, but sadly Luna was hit and flung into the air. Her small body fell silently to the ground. Up ahead, Lily suddenly stopped the car, realizing the eerie silence inside. Immediately, she turned the car around and sped back to find her kitten. She drove frantically, her heart pounding with dread as an overwhelming sense of unease washed over her. When she finally saw the small figure lying motionless in the road, her heart shattered. Lily leapt out of the car, ran to her daughter, and cradled Luna in her arms. She sobbed uncontrollably, her anguished cries echoing across the empty road. Everything around her blurred, leaving only the unbearable pain in the heart of a grieving mother.
In a small town, there lived a happy family of cats in a little house by the riverbank. This family consisted of Father Tom, Mother Lily, and their little daughter Mimi. Tom was a brave and honest police officer. One day, while Cat Tom was on patrol, a notorious gang appeared in the town. They had been watching Tom's family for a long time, waiting for the opportunity to execute their evil plan. Lily and Mimi were relaxing at home after a long day. Suddenly, the door was forcefully kicked in, and the gang rushed in. Lily, terrified, hugged her daughter tightly, but before they could react, they were kidnapped. When Tom returned home, he found the house ransacked, his wife and daughter missing, and a note that read, "If you want to see your family again, come to the harbor at midnight." Tom quickly convened a meeting with his team and began planning the rescue. Realizing the perpetrators were an extremely dangerous gang, Tom and his team studied the clues left behind and prepared a meticulous plan. Tom arrived at the harbor on time as instructed, but there was no one in sight. He looked around and finally spotted a small boat leaving the dock. Without hesitation, Cat Tom jumped onto a nearby canoe and started to approach. Tom faced unexpected attacks from the gang but refused to surrender. Chased by Tom, the gang fled to a deserted island. With his excellent fighting skills, Cat Tom defeated each gang member in turn. Finally, he confronted the boss, the mastermind behind the kidnapping. Remembering his happy little family, Tom felt empowered to defeat the boss. The battle was fierce, and in the end, Tom was victorious. Tom quickly rescued Lily and Mimi. The family embraced each other in happiness. The police arrived and the gang was captured. Returning to town, Cat Tom was warmly welcomed by the residents, admired for the fierce love he had for his family.
In a rundown corner of the city, where dilapidated houses crowded together, there lived a small kitten named Milo. Milo was an orphaned cat, living in an abandoned house with his scruffy fur. Unlike the other cats in the neighborhood, Milo had no one to love or care for him. Because of his shabby appearance and poverty, Milo often became the target of bullying by the neighborhood cats. Every day, they came up with all kinds of mischievous ways to tease Milo. Sometimes, they pushed him into dirty puddles. Other times, they threw sand into his eyes. And at times, they even took away the little food he managed to scavenge from the trash cans on the streets. Milo always tried to endure in silence, quietly avoiding those mean cats. One day, after Milo was lying by the roadside following a terrible bout of bullying, a police cat named Max happened to walk by on his patrol. Max noticed Milo, his eyes tired and full of despair. The police cat Max stopped, gently picked Milo up, and brought him to the police station. There, Max took care of Milo, feeding him a hearty meal and letting him sleep in a warm bed. Gradually, Milo began to feel the safety and warmth he had never known before. Max was not just the one who rescued him from his harsh life, but he also taught Milo valuable lessons about courage and justice. Milo decided to turn his life around and dreamed of becoming a police cat like Max to protect the weak. Years passed, and Milo had grown up. He was no longer the weak, scruffy little kitten. He had become a strong, smart, and decisive police cat. One day, while on patrol, Milo came across the same group of cats that used to bully him. They were still troublemakers, causing chaos in the neighborhood and picking on smaller cats. But this time, Milo was no longer the helpless kitten he once was. He swiftly apprehended them and took them to the police station. Those mean cats were now punished for their malicious actions. Milo looked at them, not with hatred, but with forgiveness, understanding that anyone can change. In the end, Milo became a symbol of courage and kindness in the neighborhood. He always remembered Max, the one who saved his life, and he continued down the path of justice, helping other vulnerable cats just like he once had been.
Once upon a time, there were two sibling cats named Milo and Luna. After being abandoned on the street, they were adopted by a wealthy family. At first, Milo and Luna thought their lives would improve, with a cozy home and delicious food. But unfortunately, this family didn't truly love the two siblings. Their adoptive mother, though she appeared kind on the outside, was cruel and heartless when no one was around to witness. Every day, Milo and Luna not only endured harsh beatings for no reason, but were also forced to do hard chores around the house. They lived in constant fear and pain, unable to tell anyone because they feared even worse punishment. Despite it all, Milo always stood up to protect Luna. One day, when they couldn't bear it any longer, Milo and Luna decided to plan their escape. They waited until nightfall, when their adoptive mother was fast asleep, then quietly opened the window to sneak out. While trying to open the window, Milo accidentally knocked over a vase, which woke their mother and revealed their plan. Caught red-handed, the two sibling cats were beaten more brutally than ever before. Their adoptive mother even threatened that, if they tried to escape again, they would face an even harsher punishment. Milo and Luna, though suffering both physically and emotionally, didn't give up hope. They prayed silently, wishing that someone would come to rescue them from this nightmare. Luckily, a neighbor, after hearing the cries of children and suspicious sounds from the house several times, decided to call the police. One afternoon, as their adoptive mother was yelling at and beating Milo and Luna, the police suddenly stormed in. Their mother had no time to react and was immediately arrested. Milo and Luna were finally rescued. The police took them to a safe place where they were truly cared for and loved. In the end, they found a new home where they were genuinely cared for. Despite all the suffering they had endured, Milo and Luna still held on to love and faith in life. They knew that no matter how difficult life may be, there is always light at the end of the tunnel.